What's up, everyone? It's Carrie, aka Nerdygirlcreates. Welcome to the channel. Yes, after a week of unending viruses, we are back for Otaku Tuesday, and boy, we have something big in store for you, because tonight we're all going to pick a category, and we're going to talk about our top 5 manga for beginners. Also, we're going to check out some announcements from 7 Seas and so much more, but first, let's check in with the panel, starting with my friend Bo here. What's going on, Bo? How are you doing?
Oh, I am finally back. I'd say after that last stream we did, I was on death's door. Like I literally went from this chair to the bed, and I was in there for the next 4 or 5 days. I was I was bad, but I'm back. I know the shoujo community is rejoicing for that, and I thank y'all for y'all support. But yeah, I'm here. Laura, how are you doing?
I can totally relate with me. Whole family had COVID, and it was my turn. I was the final victim. Yeah, I can relate. The post-COVID too was like just miserable, but I'm glad to be here. But also, I got some mail, and I'm so excited. It's so beautiful, and I was like, I just have to show them because it has my best boy on it. So I got it right for my birthday. I was really excited. The quality's nice. I was like, Japan is so lucky. Like, I was like, Japan people, you need to be thankful every day. You get beautiful stuff like this in Japanese. So, but I'm glad to be here. Feeling a lot better. So.
Well, guess who's back for the first time in a long time? By the way, hi, dead guy. Our friend, Bianca. Yeah. Bianca, how?
Dying on the inside. I'm wearing a bonnet I got from Five and Below.
A bonnet? Really?
Yes, to keep my hair silky smooth, and then I take it off in the morning, and I'm like, I woke up like this because my hair is all silky.
That is nice.
You know, she gotta stay in vogue there.
Yeah.
And finally, Marg, how are you?
Hi.
I think you're the only one who didn't get down with the viruses.
Well, being part of the group chat, I guess my daughter was sitting too close by and she caught something. So she was sick all weekend, and I had a couple migraines here or there over the weekend, but we're better now. So yay.
Let's everybody stay well.
God.
Yes.
Please. Please. Like, I even had a few things, and I blame where I worked because of the situation there, but I was like, okay, you know what? I just started queuing PTO time. Can I not use it all in one go?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, guys. I blame myself. I'll wear a mask on the next stream.
We found the host. Kill him before
You can try.
Oh my gosh. Well, let's start with our announcements. I know 7 Seas had some big, huge announcements this week, so we'll check those out before we get into the real fun stuff.
I don't know. They've been swinging and missing. I was expecting something decent.
I know.
Viz came and blew everybody's mind, and Viz is just like, 7 Seas is like scrambling.
I think, well, for the Yuri community, if I remember right, didn't they have a lot of Yuri reads?
Yeah.
Because I know they did something for Yuri Day the day after.
Yeah.
I'm actually reading this.
Yeah.
Are you really?
Are you? Well, Bianca, why don't you tell us about our first new license?
Yes.
Oh no. Oh frick.
Wait, why are you?
Love is an illusion. The Queen. So love is an illusion, which I found out when I first started reading this. It's a spin-off to the original Love is an Illusion, which was originally a BL Alpha Omega comic. So this is in the Alpha Omega verse. This was a different spin to it. The spin was that this time it's a woman and a guy who's like I think her secretary or something. It's been a while since I read it. She can impregnate both male and females. She has the stuff.
Wow.
And
she's
so
got the tools. Job.
She got the tool. So the family is kind of like pressuring her somewhat, be like, hey, so when you gonna get married, when you gonna have a kid or whatever, because she is an alpha. And her secretary, who I don't remember if he's an Omega or a Beta or whatever, but he obviously likes her, but he's trying to get marriage candidates, both male and female, for her while having like this unrequired love kind of thing. I'm in the part where they seem to finally are like noticing each other's affection. It's been such a long time since I read it. I need the monies to read it because Leshan, you gotta pay.
Oh.
Is this a
It
manhwa?
went from 5 coins to 30.
You had me confused.
so it's a
You
manhwa?
sounded like
It's
it
a
was like
webtoon.
it was a
Yeah, it's a
BL
webtoon.
like it was a BL Secret Wars, and then stuff.
We're losing you, Bo. We lost you, Bo. You're gone, Bo.
No,
There
I
he
keep
is.
thinking it's my internet.
So, like, for those in the chat who don't know what a webtoon or manhwa is, it's usually a South Korean-based comic.
Bo, were you saying that you thought this was a BL? Because I also thought this was a BL, and I'm like,
yeah.
it doesn't
Looking
sound
at it,
like
I thought it was a BL.
I thought Bianca said something about it being a BL, then went like Marvel Secret War, and then all of a sudden
No,
became-
it was Love and an Illusion is the original comic, but this one is the Queen. It's the spin-off. So because the original finished, and so they decided to continue, but with another character in the same family.
It seems like it says he's
I
the
gotta check it
older
out.
sister. Yeah, because I
Of the
wondered,
original, yeah.
is that the blonde hair girl to the far right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Wait, but how does she?
Readers, I bet.
I told you she actually has it. She's a intersex.
But I guess she has it. Gotcha.
That's what I meant.
She can fulfill all positions.
All is all.
So she can be able to impregnate both male and female.
Okay. I'm gonna at least
But
read it
she's
online.
only interested in having sex, so she doesn't care about a relationship.
Said I'll read it.
Oh my god.
What's this next one?
Alright. Let me see.
Because that's gonna be hard to top on that one.
Yeah, that was nothing like I expected at all.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's way different.
I mean,
all right. Yeah, like I was saying, like Viz dropped a bunch of stuff, and we were like, oh wow, it's gonna be hard to beat. Now I was kind of joking about 7C's having to step their stuff up, but damn.
Yeah, they went the unique route.
Oh,
I'm sitting here going,
it's different.
Listening to Ryaka talk about them, I'm just okay. All right.
What's this next one?
Before you discard me, I shall have my way with you. What is this?
I love the cover.
Is that Steam ship
not
stuff?
going to be my cup of tea. I think, isn't it like a revenge story? Because he did something, and she's like, you know what? I'm going to get back with you. And basically, I think it's like she's going to make him fall for her, but she ends up, I'm assuming falling for him, and they just have, it seems, a very steamy relationship.
So Viz
steamship, I
assignment.
see, yeah.
Viz. 7C's.
Automatic buy!
The cover's so pretty, but I really feel like it's going to be too steamy for me. I'm not even into, like, what did it say, Scorn Lovers? Like, that's not my cup of tea, but the cover's
Hence the
so
name
pretty.
Steamship.
We're like, is this steamship? And it's like, you see the words and you see the ship right there in the bottom left corner.
Oh. You know what? I didn't even look at that part. It works
Oh
though.
my god.
How do I turn my best friend
How do I
into my
turn my
girlfriend?
best friend into girlfriend? Now we have GL.
Okay. You still have a little bit of attention. What's up? So, Minami and Yuzu have been besties since forever, or at least that's what Minami thought. But when some rando confesses to Yuzo, Minami realizes that her feelings might not be what you typically call friendship anymore. Will she be able to muster the courage to confess, or is she simply be happy being by Yuzo's side? That's kind of basic.
I think it sounds like
calling them a basic B. You can't do that.
That's a basic GL.
All right,
what's this next one?
Oh yeah, that's one of the new. Oh yeah.
Too many losing heroines. A light novel.
If they also did
award-winning.
It's also a manga too that they licensed.
Yeah, I was about to say here's the manga.
I love the cover of the light novel so much. That blue just pops. I'm like, the manga, it ain't doing it for me.
I know the cover is kind of like, what happened here?
Yeah, but the light novel's cover. I hate it when I lose my heroines.
In print and digital, but let's be honest, all manga is digital.
So I was surprised to find out. I was shocked to know this was award-winning. I've never heard of it before this time. But I was like, is this a harem? I'm like, if he's trying to save all these girls and trying to give them their happy endings, I'm like, is he trying to be the end game here? Or is he just like, I don't care if I'm the end game, but I'll help these girls find their happy endings, whether I'm the end game or not. I was like,
if it doesn't end in a harem, then I will actually give it a shot.
If it doesn't end in a harem, I will not.
Oh my god. Alright, what do we have next here? So we got that one, and then we have...
Like, a harem would be too predictable.
I feel like it would. I was like,
it would still give me what I want. No, sorry.
This one's got Bo written all over it.
I felt it. Don't miss the endearing manga about childhood best friends, a girly boy and a boyish girl. Why would this make you think of
Let's
me?
go! I stuff. Finally.
Working through their feelings about identity and love. Why would you think that was... All right. Kuji, Akira, and I don't even know. These two people are childhood friends and neighbors since this person is handsome and the girl... For a girl, and Makoto is pretty for a boy. Their gender presentation is often confused. As they try to untangle their complex feelings about themselves and each other, they find out their friends are crushing on them too. It's a complicated childhood friend love story. Yes, I would say it's pretty complicated. I don't even think they even know what they're trying to do.
Bianca, did you read this?
I had what?
Oh, I said, Bianca, did you read this?
No, but I'm interested in it.
Oh, I heard a lot of good things on Twitter. Also, the Losing Heroines does not have the harem label, so maybe it's not. It has a coming of age label, but not a harem label. Anyway, sorry. I went to go look it up because I was curious.
Why would you think that was me?
This has got to be Steamship too. Just for the title alone.
This would be me.
But he's okay. But here's the thing. I thought this was gonna be like a 3-way kind of relationship.
Is it not?
It's not. No, it's this. I don't know which guy, but the guy is the same. He's basically how I took it. He's one way. He's super sweet during the day. Super sweet.
Like
best guy.
Hyde?
But then at nighttime, I guess he's like a beast and he's a whole other man. And
another one for me.
Okay, I'm back in.
So, yeah, because it says at the end, he may look the same on the outside, but he's not the same she knows and loves. So who is he? But so yeah, gentleman during the day and then a tyrant overnight. I was like, oh, I thought they were like two brothers and the girl was in love with both of them.
Twins.
Right.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, I was out, then now I'm back in. Definitely. Okay. Tell me more.
Tell me more. Tell me more.
Oh my god. Okay, so then we have this one. Boys Love.
How do you even pronounce that?
Love hits the right notes in this Boys Love manga. I guess, dude. When admitted to a private arts academy to study ballet, the last person he expects to train with is the surly second-year student. Yet by some stroke of luck, the two are paired up for their school's mandatory, whatever that is, practice. Well, nobody has fallen at first sight for...
No, rogue!
Alright, so pretty much it's boys love, and it's this mature boys love, so...
This seems to be a growing theme. BL, but with dancing.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I know it's just a lot.
I agree. I love the pose, though. Like, you can really feel the sense of movement, and I think that's really cool.
Is this ballet that they're doing?
Mm-hmm.
Got ballet shoes on.
Yeah, because I was gonna say the way
You're
his
right.
his feet is, curled that far. I'm like, yo, that must be ballet.
I didn't even realize
It
that.
is.
Good noticing things, guys, on the feeties.
Yes.
Got
My
my
uncle's good
canine
with the
eyes.
details.
Next up,
This had a lot of
Handsome
excitement.
Girl and Sheltered Girl.
The complete manga
Another
collection.
one for me. I'm
Okuma.
getting all the wins.
Okay, well, tell us about this one. 'Cause
Go on. Girls love. Go for it, Bianca.
Oh, okay. A case of mistaken identity blossoms into love in this lighthearted Yuri girls love manga. When Okuma Satomi's friend seeks her help wrangling guys for a cross-dressing cafe, Satomi winds up with a boyfriend. Sort of. After asking her handsome and aloof classmate Kanda Mizuki to help her out in the cafe, Mizuki agrees, but on one condition. The two of them must go on a date. Satomi eagerly agrees, delighted to have
We're gonna be
such a
girls.
good-looking guy interested in her,
Oh,
but
no.
Mizuki realizes that Satomi has completely misunderstood something crucial. Mizuki is a girl! Will this case of mistaken identity blossom into something beautiful, or will the truth leave both girls brokenhearted?
basic. No, thank you.
I am disappointed in that blurb. I feel like it just gave away the whole plot.
Yeah.
I didn't
Yes.
know. I thought they were both girls. I never knew there'd be some kind of what is that one that was popular there for a while? The cross dress play or something like that, where they were like two boys cross playing as girls.
Yeah.
Or cosplaying, I mean, and they have like a relationship or they like one another or whatever, but that feels sort of the similar thing. And I'm like, I thought they were just two girls right from the get-go and they both knew.
I just
I
got
want
the
to say
feeling.
maybe
or-
she was dressed in a certain way to see, like,
Oh,
I don't know. And
yeah.
just in the cover alone, she looks like she got big boobs, so I'm not sure what the confusion is here.
I mean, yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
I mean, her
Well,
boobs is like right on the cover, so I'm like, how did you think this was a guy?
That's what I mean. This is not what's the one the
my dress up, darling.
no, the girl who dressed up like a guy. That one's on. It's not in the U.S., but it has the bright green covers. That one, she looks like a guy. So I'm like, I can see the confusion with that one, but this one, I didn't see it.
Okay.
Man.
Now, this is Starfruit Books. Now, any of those in the chat are finally sick and tired of hearing us talk about romance and spicy.
Here's some goriness for
This
you.
one, it's called
Palate
Suburban
cleanser.
Hell. 192 pages, one volume, extremely violent and gory. They have acquired the worldwide English rights, a collection of 7 short stories focused on human decay and corruption in everyday suburban setting. Talk about the complete opposite of what we were just talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just waiting for you to read at the end. That turns out to be a BL. God.
No.
So, like, my mistake on the sheltered girl and handsome girl. She is confirmed to be flat-chested, as I see. She wears a lot of guy clothes. So, like, without much effort, that's why she looks like a dude.
I still feel like she looked like a girl
But
in the
not
cover,
the first
though.
time we've dealt with
In the
that.
manga, in the covers, definitely. But when you look inside the manga, which I am right now, I'm like, okay, I can see why she gets mistaken for a guy. But because of the way the eyes are drawn, I'm like, it still looks like a girl to me.
Okay, thank you for the explanation, Bianca. That makes me feel a little better. I am excited for this one, and I wish they would have said what Handyman Quincy was about, because
Yeah, I was going to say,
the
they
pages
didn't give
look
a...
epic, and the cover so bright. I'm like, oh, I'm like, give us more information. You know what? I'm gonna go look up.
Enhance.
We're gonna go. Let's go to Baka updates.
Hold on, I gotta go for a different...
Yeah, they kind of really had a lot of faith in. It's like, hey, you ever heard of this?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Never.
How about you tell me about it?
I know, it's like...
That is
It's
a cool
got an
cover.
interesting cover. So
Okay.
what's the
I can't even
Ireland,
find any information online.
Art looks decent.
Okay, here we go.
Looks like
Quincy,
Battle
boy
Girl
with...
Alita.
Oh.
Here we go. Quincy, a boy with prosthetic limbs, starts as a handyman to support his family. But buying a second-hand phone at a thrift shop accidentally connects him to a hitman request. Can the kind-hearted Quincy fulfill these requests for murder?
Oh my god!
It
Yes,
took
I want
It
it.
took a turn. Can you go look at the pages?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Murder,
what I'm
let's
looking for.
go.
I mean,
Yeah, that
Carrie,
was
you remember when they were trying to branch out on Spider-Man? They came out with all
Yeah.
these different types of Spider-Man, and then there was a woman that
Yes.
was handicapped and all that, but it was like it's not original. It feels like it's just you're shoehorning this into there, but this is an original story, and this actually has a decent premise. I want it.
Yeah.
Wait, have you seen
Yeah.
a Spider-Man with prosthetic limbs before?
I don't think I have, but
They had the one in the
And how is it
wheelchair.
not original?
Huh?
It was kind of like far-fetched. That's the problem. Oh, this looks cool.
I wonder how old he is. I thought he was a kid. I felt a little bad for him.
Oh, wait, what was his age?
I don't know. He just
doesn't
looks
say.
youngish to me. Like the way.
You mean he's 27,000 years old? Oh my
Well,
gosh.
So it's all good, Laura.
I feel like I could maybe handle this one. It doesn't look.
That's actually-
It doesn't look gory.
Yeah, that looks pretty cool. Definitely interested in
I
that
have to
one.
say,
Yeah, same.
It's coming this summer, it says.
Summer?
What else was there?
Yeah.
Is that all there was from them?
Yeah. That's all.
I guess that's...
A Dead Guys Productions. He's hold on that one too. So yeah.
Yeah, same.
Vincent, hey, how you doing?
I'm very curious.
Lately, Seven Seas is like okay.
Seven
Again.
Seas is going all in on the steam ship, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Oh
They
yeah.
really are. Well, a lot of people really seem to love their line of books a lot. I mean, I feel like if I did steamy stuff, then I would too, but I don't know. Some people are like, it's
I
not
will.
that steamy. Like, I don't know. It's wrapped for a reason.
No,
And then sometimes you get the ones that are wrapped and they end up being disappointed.
Like, why was this wrapped?
Was it Game Between the
So you're
Suits?
like,
Wasn't
oh,
I?
God, I hated that
Yeah,
one.
because somebody else I know dropped that one just recently. I think it was Shay.
Which one was it?
Game Between the Suits.
Never heard of it.
Yeah,
A new manga adaptation. It just got a manga license in the US.
yep.
It
says February 15th, the creative duo behind the Associate Professor Akira, I'm going to butcher that, will launch a manga adaptation of The Author I Admire Was Not Human and a light novel series pictured at the right.
Hey, Mangas Live.
Serious Souls.
I read a little bit
Serious
of
Souls, literally, Asha. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was reading a little bit of the manga, the other manga that we have in the US, and it was pretty interesting. I think his student can like detect lies, sort of, not the same way like Usatogi rhetoric, but it's like he can detect lies or something, but it's something with like folklore, and it was like I'm trying to think what exactly went down, but he can see things with folklore. The teacher's obsessed with folklore, and so that's sort of how they have like a friendship, and they go on these adventures sort of together to go like debunk these mysteries with folklore and stuff. But there's some kind of paranormal element to it, like outsider. Is paranormal the right word?
Yeah, there was a manga that only had one volume about these two girls doing that. They were going around Japan, looking at the supposed haunted spaces and debunking, well, basically the stories of whether they're haunted or not. And I really liked it, but it was just one volume.
Really? I haven't heard of that one. I know a few people really like this one.
Interesting premise. But all right. So, is there any other announcements on that one?
No, that was it with Starfruit. They only had those two. For some reason, they had more, but that was it.
So then we jump into our top 5.
I was gonna say, has anybody watched the latest? I think it's the final trailer for The Last Airbender.
No.
Yeah,
No.
You wanted to get into pain, huh?
I have purposely stayed away. Didn't watch any trailers or anything.
I'm gonna stop watching stuff. If I see something on Twitter, I'm just gonna stop. I'm gonna look away. I'm gonna give it a.
I didn't know there
first
was a
episode.
last
Yeah.
trailer. I mean, the first one got me
Yeah, they just dropped.
emotional, and then I learned the behind the scenes, and I'm like, never mind, I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
I'm almost to the point where I gotta stop watching all that stuff because everything is like somebody's jumping in or somebody says something stupid that might not actually be the issue with the. It's like the X-Men 97 stuff.
Oh,
I was like, it was just a joke. I wasn't trying to push a campaign to cancel Rogue. Just a joke.
No, don't be like that, Carrie. You were standing up for my Southern Belle. But yes, Disney took the assets. It hurts.
Kiki Palmer? I'm just kidding.
What?
There was Kiki Palmer. I don't know if it was if she actually cosplayed
She
as
wanted
Rogue,
to be
or
it.
was was it a
She wants to be
Photoshop?
cast as
I have no
Rogue.
idea.
It was a
And I'm like,
Photoshop somebody
"Oh."
did, and then she did do it for Halloween like a year or two ago because she thought
I
it was
thought she
cool.
looked
She thought, "Oh, maybe it'll
great.
cast." But then everybody's like, "You cannot play Rogue."
Oh man.
I was like,
Oh
come
my
on, she looks pretty, and she can be Southern, and she's pretty,
Oh my goodness! And
and she's pretty.
Emphasis on the pretty part.
Yeah, we're not going to go there.
no.
We know what's going to happen if we go there.
I'm not sure if you saw last week. I tried to jump on a stream, but that just didn't. Oh, what does that say? Please don't F with Road Disney. They already have.
Mm.
It was the angle. That's all it was.
Don't you
It's just the trailer.
don't you take this away from me, Carrie?
And I'm not.
I
I'm not
mean,
actually
CGI
completely
flattens
sold on the
sometimes.
show
So.
yet. I wasn't even completely sold on the show yet because I didn't think that trailer really did much for me.
I felt like I was
It was
spoiled.
alright.
First, like I know it's the continuation of the original series, right? And
Yeah.
so I'm watching the trailer and I'm like, oh dang, I got spoiled on the ending, I guess.
Well, I could have sworn there was something else on top of that ending. I mean, wasn't he taken to space to get a
Yeah,
cure?
the shark, whatever they called it. Oh my god. Yes,
It's
that
like,
last
dang, I just
season
found out
of
about
that
the show and
show
he's dead?
was so terrible.
for me. I loved it just because, again, it was X-Men. I was like, they could do no wrong for me. And this was during the time where X-Men and Power Rangers were showing at 7:00. Like it was like
Morning?
no 7 p.m. Like
Oh,
when all
okay,
the adult
No,
shows
yeah.
come on it. That's when that was showing. It was the thing to watch. So everyone was
I was
talking
gonna
about Power
say, you
Rangers
woke up that
and
early
X-Men.
for Power Rangers and X-Men?
Eventually it went to
I don't
7 a.m. But yeah.
I become cautious because anytime they take stuff in the back of the past, I'm like, oh, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
And that's
Because I stare in
Sure,
our
people just wanna say-
Star
say-
Wars
say the
movies, I
original.
wanted to like destroy the theater.
Yeah, but like I was saying, it's everyone just wants it to kind of stay the same as it was. Don't make too many big changes.
Yeah.
And they're putting a few modern things, and not a lot of people are happy with. And I'm kind of on that ship
Well,
too.
is that
but
not
I'm still
what
going
the
to try it out.
97 is about? A more
Well-
modernized take from a few years later?
Say that again?
It's
A more modernized take a few years later?
Yeah.
I think the biggest problem, I'm gonna just do this vaguely so I don't start a war, is there was a
Ready?
complete overhaul to a character from 97 from the original X-Men cartoon who only was in the cartoon for the first episode and then like I think a couple episodes later on.
No, he became regular after he came back. If I remember
that
correctly.
last
Again,
season,
I'm going
I
back
think.
I'm going back to high school in my mind. So like,
Bye,
You need to
random
rewatch.
calls.
Yeah.
Thanks for
Bye,
chatting with us.
Random.
Have a great night. Hopefully get some sleep. If it's
Bye.
raining.
Oh yeah. Yeah, but for this,
Yeah.
as long the whole non-binary thing, I don't care as long as they're even with it, because Nightcrawler was very Christian in the show, and if they don't touch that and they kind of leave that as it is and don't downplay that, I would say that's a good balance. If they're gonna do what I think they're gonna do, if they balance it like they did originally, I'm fine with that. Don't be preachy with the messages. Actually write it well to where it's an actually interesting story. I don't think anybody will care if you do that, but
Wait,
nine
is it
times
not
out of
out yet?
10, no, it's not out yet. No.
No, because I've heard people saying that they were already preaching it, and I'm
March.
like, dang, were those episodes that bad?
Because again, the same people took my freaking joke out of context and went full on.
Oh, I'm just here thinking, dang, you guys wrote the episodes wrong already. Sheesh.
We're just
We're
going
too
by
ahead.
past experience with those stuff.
Yeah,
Past
because
experience.
a lot of times we're at a point where we're at a point now where we see certain red flags, and I'm trying not to write something off when I see it, but it's now on my radar. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna give this a chance. I'm gonna watch a few episodes, see what it's like. Again, all we're asking for is good writing. Don't be preachy about it. Just you can put all these
think-
things that they want to put into a story. They can do that. They can actually.
I wonder who
X-Men
the
has already done a lot of the
writers
stuff. Huh?
I wonder who the writers are.
That is a
They
good
said a
question.
lot of the ones from the original series came back.
They're still
See you later,
alive?
Ren.
Probably have a few ones. By random.
All right.
Yes. So, yeah, let's get into our top 5. So,
I'll say
what we did this
Vincent-
time.
Obviously,
Oh,
just
go ahead.
Vincent. I totally agree with you, bud. I stayed up until like midnight watching Dragon Ball Z in middle school. So, like, yep, I felt called out.
Yeah, it came on
That's a
before.
good thing to stay up late for.
Oh yeah, and for me, it came on by like 6 a.m. on the Spanish channel. So I was watching that right before school.
Yeah, Sailor Moon came on after school, I feel like, for me. And then nighttime I'd stay up to watch Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z. And then Thundercats was somewhere in there, but I don't know where it was at.
I was watching X-Files.
Thundercats.
Yeah,
Oh,
watched
no,
X-Files.
I was too.
The
X-Files,
movie?
Goosebumps.
The movie of X-Files with the aliens gave me nightmares for the longest time.
Oh, yeah.
But I do remember like the opening of X-Files too. It's sort of like iconic, I feel. Like, or nostalgic.
Oh, yeah.
Nostalgic, not
Yeah,
iconic.
no,
I don't know.
you're
Would it be iconic
You hear
for
it, you know what it is.
Iconic.
Right.
Oh my goodness.
Mornings, afternoons, see.
Okay. So we are going to do our top 5. We decided we're going to do our top 5 choices for manga for beginners, but we're doing a twist. Each one of us is going to do a category or genre of manga. Bo, which one are you going to be doing tonight?
Oh, was I supposed to? No. Yeah, I'm doing seinen.
You're doing seinen. Laura,
I got shoujo.
Bianca,
I am doing, and let's see who has heard of this before, Kodomomuke, or
That's not a
Kodo
real
for
word.
short. You it's anime and manga specifically for children, and once I start naming the examples, everybody will start to get a feel of it. You guys will be fine.
Nice.
It'll be okay. These are demographics.
Demos.
and
Demos.
Marg, you're going to be doing.
Jose.
Yeah.
The good stuff.
We'll be doing shonen. So we're going
All
to
right.
start off with our friend Bo here. Did you upload your...
It is shared. All right, guys.
All
if
right.
you're new to manga and you're looking for some, I'd say, manga that is geared towards older men, this would probably be it. If you're like between 18 and up, this might be for you. If you're wanting more of a complex story, if you're done with just fighting arcs and things like that, and you want a little more.
Yes.
Yeah, here we go. These are my top 5 suggestions. Again, top 5 for me that I would suggest to newcomers. Number 5, Doro Hodoro. Again, the art is really well. It's dark. It also can get pretty messy, and the art is really different. If you're not used to it, it's something to get used to, but you grow to really appreciate it after the first volume. I really liked it because it had a little bit of mystery. You have this guy who's trying to figure out who he is, and he has this presence in his mouth. So he's basically shoving people in his mouth to see if it talks to whoever he puts there. And it's a lot to unpack. But if you like mysteries, some gruesome stories, but also a lot of situational comedy as well, it's got a good mix of everything. I'd say check this one out. I don't think you'll be disappointed.
Nice. All right. Now, Laura, before we start, explain to the chat what shoujo is.
Shoujo is basically, it's manga that's geared towards younger women. So we'll say from basically like middle school to high school, these stories are geared specifically towards them. They have more of an art style that is more, there's no color, but I feel like it's very bright. It's very flowy. You'll see sparkles. You'll see girls that have larger eyes with a lot of detail in those eyes. Just a more airy and really not beautiful style, but there
I like
is
the bubbles.
Yeah.
The bubbles in the background, those huge bubbles, and I'm like, oh, it looks nice.
It really does. It's a vibe. It is a mood. And for my suggestions, I try to think of manga that were not going to be on, like, if you were to go look up what shoujo should I start, I was like, okay, we're not going to try and do any of the big ones, so no, like Sign of Affection, even though it rightfully deserves to be on this list. So I try to think of things that are underrated, and also all of mine are newer series they're releasing. So for the first one I went with is a newer release, and that is In the Name of the Mermaid Princess. I chose this one because if you love mermaids, this is it. It's not a spin-off or even a retelling of The Little Mermaid, but if you're looking for just a mermaid story that has a lot of heart, and the art style is just so beautiful, but has a lot of heart, and you want something with mermaids and a light fantasy, because I really feel like this is a great, because of the art and because of the message, it's great for like a girl that's younger, as well as maybe like a girl that's like, say, like a senior in high school. Highly recommend it. It very much surprised me. I've already read it twice now, and I'm very excited for the next volume. So I think it's just good if you're looking for mermaids and a lot of heart with a very beautiful art style, because that cover is just so beautiful, and all the little fishies are so cute too. So I'm really excited for this one. I hope that a lot of people pick it up, because it's not just a beautiful artwork, shiny story. It has a good message that surprisingly leaves you a little bit emotional.
I have seen that about everywhere. I've almost picked it up, but I just can't get myself to. But I would say a lot of guys, if you're trying to get your wives or your girlfriends into manga, I mean, these are the types that you might want to try to let them see, because now you'll probably show them yours, like, here, read Naruto. They might like it. But Marg,
I ain't reading that.
All right, Bianca, what do you have up first?
Hey, Monkley.
Right. Am I allowed to share my screen?
Yes.
Oh.
Oh.
You have to show your icon. Your icon's so cute.
Thank you.
Nice.
My friend made it for me.
That's very cute. I'll just look at that. No.
All right.
Dinosaur King.
We got Dinosaur King. One of my favorite animes of when I was a child. I actually didn't know until I rewatched the first episode for nostalgia effect that the person who's playing Ash Ketchum also plays this kid, and I'm like, hey, how come I didn't notice that before? I was watching both. Anyway, so there's this kid named Max Taylor. He's the son of a paleontologist, and who was a fan of dinosaurs. One morning, there's this big freaking stone that, drops in the middle of the woods, and it has like an egg-shaped capsule containing like a dinosaur card. And so when the kid kind of like touches it, boom, it turns into an egg. Boom, it hatches. It's a dinosaur. It's a baby triceratops. It's adorable, like Pokemon adorable. So that's when you have these three kids, Max, Rex, and Zoe, who also get their own dinosaurs, and they have their own Team Rocket gang called Alpha Gang. And so they try to capture the cards for like world domination and like good stuff. And so the kids use the cards to turn their little cute versions of the dinosaurs into actual huge dinosaurs, which ends up being like CGI'd. But back then it wasn't even that bad. It was actually pretty good for that time. And you have dinosaur battles. And when you defeat a dinosaur, boom, you get the card, and the winner takes that card. And also, the rap for that anime opening is the best thing ever.
Now, this
Nice.
reminds me a lot of Pokemon. Does Nintendo know about this?
Probably. It used to be a video game first, and actually it was just two guys, Max and Rex. Zoe is a female who is anime only. She was made later on. I love her design.
Also, I just want to apologize. I didn't even think about talking about what my manga was about, so my bad.
Yeah.
That was a really good explanation, Bianca. I was like, oh, I should have said what mine was about. Like, oh yeah, that would have been helpful, like Bianca's being right now.
I don't know. I feel like you gave so much information.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, I kind of want to read
I
this
know. I was about to
manga.
say.
Oh,
Give us
well,
enough.
that's good.
I mean,
Give
for
us a taste.
seinen, it's for adult guys, 18 and up. But apparently, there's a different category seinen where it's also for regular adults, men and women. And I'm like, what? Then why do we have this one if it can also mean both? What's the point of calling it one demographic? I don't get it. And why is it only that one?
I literally just went on Amazon to go look this up too. So
Yeah, Vince just says he's got twin nephews at 6 years old, and he's gonna check it out too.
The anime is also on Netflix, just so you know.
Really?
Nintendo, are you aware of the?
I mean, when you look at it, it looks nothing. It looks I don't even remember if they say commands. They were just like, hey, fight them. And I'm seeing a T-Rex fighting a Tyrannosaurus Rex or something. A T-Rex or a Triceratops is what I meant. I'm sorry. And I'm like, yeah, let's go.
I love that.
I'm actually interested.
Right,
so
no. Yeah, that's. I know.
now it kind of looks like it might be one of those out of print ones. Is it still fairly in stock or what?
I have no idea. All the lists I have, I do not remember. That's what I didn't check for. Just
it didn't. Let me go see. It didn't pop up anything with the listing when I looked. Oh, it says it's $14.89, and that's a good used version.
That's not bad. But $14.89 is usual price, isn't it?
It's a little bit above price for that one, but I'm also really cheap, so I'm like, oh, like it's not
smart.
But maybe that's just on Amazon listing. I don't know about anywhere else though.
Oh dang! I thought you were looking at like Macari. I'm pretty sure Macari would charge a lot more for that.
I agree. I do feel like you're right. You might be able to find one like on thrift books or something that's not too bad.
Is it in a collector's category now? Dead guy wants to know. Maybe.
She didn't know. She was very vague with that answer.
All right, Marg, you want to explain what Josei is for the chat?
Oh, I love it.
Josei is translated to woman. So Josei manga is primarily for women in their 20s and on through adulthood. So like college age, work life age, and on. There's a lot of misconception thinking that Josei is just romance. Josei is not just romance. Josei manga does have a lot to do with relationships with other people, like other women, like just, their families, whatever kind of relationship. So with my picks, I tried to use like a wide variety of genres. So if you're
Can I add something to yours too, Mark?
Do what?
Can I add something to yours too?
Okay.
Like, also, I agree with you that it's not just romance and it's not just smut, because the longest time, if we look at Steamship, all of them were Josei smut, or most likely they were Josei. So I thought for a long time, I love that you said it's not just romance, because I for the longest thought Josei was just smut and Stevie titles. So
I did too. Yeah.
That's not just me then.
Yeah. That's a good point. It's not smut. There's a wide variety. So I tried to pick like some that have different genres that aren't really talked about as much in the manga community. I feel like that deserve way more praise than it's getting. Although there's one in here that's pretty new and it's getting the traction that it needs, but it's also kind of categorized into a different demographic. So there's that. There's two of them that are kind of like that too. So, but my first one is Gap Papa. Now this is like a slice of life comedy, and it's like a look into this family's like home life, as well as this man. It actually follows the man, not the woman. So it follows him like during his work life, how he is at work, and then he has a kind of not completely different, but a different side of him at home, and it shows that the art is gorgeous. It's actually in full color. So I feel like it's more of like an art book type situation with just gorgeous illustrations of this family. It's so sweet and wholesome and heartwarming. So I highly recommend it if you're looking for something that you just want to just chill, not read a whole bunch of words, but still read something that will brighten your day up a little bit. I feel like this is perfect. It is still ongoing. There are 4 volumes currently out in Japan, and our volume 4 releases in April. So I feel like fans of Wotakoi would like this because it's kind of got that like workplace kind of romance, even though she's not like in his workplace, but it still deals with like work stuff. Mm-hmm. And Play It Cool Guys, I feel like it's just kind of like that slice of life comedy, as well as full color that people like. You'll probably like this too. So that's my first recommendation.
That was such a strong recommendation, Mom. I'm so happy.
I gotta read Play It Cool Guys.
That is a good one.
It is so wholesome. It is so wholesome.
Oh, yeah.
We love the wholesome.
I gotta admit, I was interested when you said smut, but I'm into it.
It's not smut. I said smut in them because I don't really like smut in my manga, but here's like some of the illustrations.
That's too much smut. What are you doing? No.
It is, oh my gosh.
Oh, wait, hold on. What's up with all that empty space?
That's what I'm saying. It's more like an art book.
Yeah.
Oh.
Look,
really
this was in Prof Otaku's top 5 of 2023 manga right now.
So got little snippets of their life together.
Yeah, it is.
It's perfect.
It actually looks decent.
It's perfect. Perfectly said.
Yeah.
And very, very misleading title, Gap Papa.
Yeah, it kind of is Daddy at work.
He really is different though. When he's at work and he at home though. He ain't even the same man.
All right, guys. I have shonen. Now, for those who don't know what shonen is, it is probably the one that is the most well-known amongst people who don't even know what the word shonen means, because most of the most popular animes are probably a shonen. You got One Piece, Dragon Ball, Naruto, Bleach. They're all shonen. Yes.
Yeah.
Love that one. Shonen is designed for boys about 12 to 18 years old. It's a lot of action. It's especially like Bo was mentioning earlier, tournaments. Especially when you get into stuff like Dragon Ball, Naruto, there's a lot of tournament battles. But despite its target demographic, I feel shonen has become popular with all ages and genders, etc.
Yeah.
So I did something a little different. Like, I wanted to break it down by certain types of like shonen that I would feel would help certain people segue into it. And for my first one, I wanted to talk about a shonen comic I felt would be best for comic book fans. And this would be Spider-Man Fake Red. This is it's got a popular Western comic book character that I think a comic book fan would feel comfortable reading about. It's got a well-written hero journey. It's got amazing comic book art that I think fans would love. Awesome action sequences, and it introduces a new character without replacing the beloved favorite. It focuses on this Japanese guy who finds Spider-Man's costume. He puts on the costume, and then he finds himself in a situation where he's got to save people. He doesn't have the powers Peter Parker has, but he still goes out of his way to try to help. And he's also trying to find out where the real Peter Parker went. So that is my first recommendation. So it would be the best shonen for comic book fans.
Yeah. I picked that one up when you were talking about that one. I have it. I haven't read it yet, but I'm about to.
I want to get that
real,
one.
It's really good.
Looks cool.
A real comic book, like comic book manga kind of phase right now because I've been picking up a bunch of stuff like this.
Mm.
You got the foodie Superman, and then you got a new
I want to
take on
get that
Batman.
one, the Superman one.
It is if you like slice of life, or like it gives me the way of the house husband kind of feels. So it's very very relaxed.
Yeah, I've been reading the Batman one. I have not read the Superman one. I have to get a hold of that one, but I keep hearing good things about that Superman one.
Oh yeah.
All right, we're getting back into seinen, and you're going to tell us your next one.
So I as well, just like you, I kind of want to go into different categories of seinen. Now, here's one that was actually kind of a surprise. I know I kind of look down on a lot of ones that are just about fighting, but then again, One Punch Man surprised me. I had to look it up because people were saying it was seinen, and I looked everywhere I looked. It said, "Yeah, it's seinen." I was like, "All right."
I had no idea.
I'll take it from you, internet. But this has got to be one of my favorites. I mean, the art is fantastic. Don't go to the anime expecting the same quality of art because I would say the manga does it better, like tenfold. You have a overpowered superhero who can kill anybody with one punch, and it just becomes so much of a drag to him now. And he goes around town just trying to be a hero, but also trying to find some kind of fun in it because again, he's kind of just bored. He can't really fight anybody like toe to toe. What I really like about this is it doesn't really focus too much on the main character. It actually builds up a lot of the side characters, so you kind of see a lot of their stories, and it tells it really well. And again, art is fantastic. It's still ongoing. I would really recommend this if you're into your comics and you're coming in from a comic book world wanting to check out manga. This would be something to check out. It's a very easy read. Every one of these is not a lot of words, so you get a lot of action and just a lot of good story as well. If you haven't already.
That's a good one. My husband needs to catch up on it. He was binge reading it. He was reading it on the app, and then he stopped. And I'm like, look, I was reading it through you. Go back and tell me what's happening.
Are you saying you would recommend the manga rather than the webtoon?
Oh, the original, yeah. Apparently, it branched off from a webtoon.
The webtoon is the original created by the actual creator, which is probably why the art's not good. But
yeah,
the blobs he makes, they have it's unique to say the least. It's kind of cute in a way.
And I do like Omega's comment on that one.
Yeah. Oh yeah, about the dominatrix.
One Punch Man is dominatrix looking woman. Yes, very very good looking woman.
I feel like we all vibed tonight, and we were all like, we're gonna do different things, not just one genre within our demographic, because I did the same thing. Now, I love my fluffy, wholesome, and I really just love sweet stories like this, but I know not everybody wants that. And so for the person who is looking for a trashy shoujo story, wants nobody that has like good quality things and just horrible characters, no longer heroine is your real. This is 5 volumes and ongoing in the US, but it's completed at 10 volumes, and nobody makes good decisions, and it's really bad, but really good. Hattori here is like, she loves her best friend Rita, and she's like, he just doesn't know it. I'm the heroine in his love story, but he never gives her the time of day. And then he actually starts dating this one girl, and he's really serious. And she's like, hold on, I am the heroine, and the art here is absolute gold. I should have brought some of the other covers because the art is just fantastic in this series.
The face gags are great.
Yes. And this girl here, Adachi, that's who he gets serious about. And she's like, no, Adachi needs to go. Hattori's like, she's not even that pretty or anything. She's just, guys, she's really negative. But there's a lot of humor in this. So if you just need a trashy story, and again, that you're just like, I don't want people to make good decisions. I don't want fluff. I want comedy, bad decision making. no longer heroine is your story. It is your story. I never would have guessed I would ever love this manga, but I love it. Even though I'm like, I don't like anyone, but I'm here to see the bad decisions they're gonna make. So if you want to see that, that's right. Let's go read it, because it just keeps getting more worse. And I'm like,
I'm so proud of you, Laura.
look, I think it's just so funny, because I think it was Prof I was talking to. He's like, I can't believe you like this. I dropped it, and I'm like, I am too.
I do too.
You know, like, nobody makes good decisions, but I'm here to see the bad decision making and get mad at everybody. And I'm like, the one character, she's the best friend of Hattori, and Hattori calls her Nakajima the fool. And I'm like, Nakajima, you are the only one who makes rational decisions, girl. But in the last volume, I'm like, girl, what are you saying? I'm like, you're just trying to stir up more drama. But I'm here for it. Obviously, I like it because I'm excitedly talking about it.
I have added it to the list.
It's either you will love it or hate it. There's no in between in this series. I mean, Mark, you can testify, right?
I just couldn't, because I was tearing my hair out with people. I'm like, this is stressing me out, and these people are making the worst decisions. I'm out.
See, so just brace yourself. Just prepare to be like, okay, nobody's good. Because I like my, heroines that you can look up to, you inspire to be like. Not Hattori. You don't want to be Hattori. But some part of me, a very small portion of me, is like, you're really relatable. And I don't want you to be relatable, but here we are. And so I'll let you know how it goes with the trashy rom-com that's happening right now. So there you go. Yeah, sounds like real life.
Else to share?
Sorry.
It's a real mess.
Bianca, do you have something else to share? I don't see anything in the...
Oh, just so we know, for the options that I picked for my 5, I decided to choose two out of the 5 that are, marketed towards boys, 2 that are marketed towards girls, and then 1 that is marketed towards overall. We are going on the second one for boys that is marketed towards boys. And that is...
Maria. See a trend. I sense a trend.
It's like, this is what I think of when I think of stuff for children. It's so weird. You will see a diversity with the girls, though. But we have Digimon, similar to Pokemon, except it's pretty different. Digimon is kind of digital to me, I guess. Digi. They hatch from Digi eggs. They can evolve the same way as Pokemon, except it's mostly temporary. They don't really die. They kind of reincarnate if they're out. They just turn back into eggs. Sometimes they'll have new memories. Sometimes they'll have old memories. But honestly, it's just like that. And I always found that series pretty freaking dark. I don't even remember the plot to it. I just remember cool fights. And the evolutions are so cool. Just looking at that is fun. Yeah. And look at this thingy. It looks like a T-Rex. It's so cute.
You talking about nobody dying or anything like that? It reminds me of season 3. That one got pretty dark, but it was really good.
Mm-hmm.
I feel so educated. Thank you, Bianca. Pokemon was the one that my brother was into, so we never got into Digimon because he was very strong Pokemon.
So that's understandable. They are continuing. They had a new movie. Was it last year or something like that? Continuing the series. And I haven't seen it yet. I have to see it. I'm excited.
It's called the Final Digivolution, right? Or
something like that. Was that the name?
Yeah, it's Final Evolution or Final something like that.
Something like that. And this is on Amazon. I'm on the Amazon website, so it is available to purchase this time.
So it's like Digimon? Hey Chloe, has Digimon got any reprints? We're always getting Pokemon with Viz's announcements. Does Digimon get the same kind of love here?
I don't think so. I haven't seen it.
To me it does.
Because there's no... for these volumes, the one that you just showed is $62 on Thrift Books. And I'm like, do we not have any like new releases of Digimon? You know?
Oh,
Like,
for that, I feel like for that part, I actually do not know because every time I search something up, I'm like, it only has this. What's it called?
wow.
5 seasons, and like it's like updated characters, like unlike Pokemon. You know, Pokemon has like the same people for all these
Yeah.
years. But for the original Digimon, I think it was like 2 or 3 seasons, and then they moved on to a different cast, and then another different cast, and then another different cast every season, and then they decided to go back to the original with the. You're right, it's Digimon Adventure Tree,
Oh,
TRI,
okay.
for the movie, I believe.
Huh.
All right.
All right,
But yes.
Marg, we're back to Joe's.
Jose.
My next recommendation is Mermaid Scales in the Town of Sands. This one is a mystery, kind of psychological kind of story. It's also kind of slice of lifey a little bit. It's not episodic, so you get like this whole, like, it's just very atmospheric, I feel like. Basically, there's this girl, she and her mother, or not she and her mother, her father and mother have separated, and her father and her moved to this seaside town, and it's a small town, so she's entering into this a school where everyone knows each other, and she's trying to, you know, make friends and live in this small town. So it's very like, you get like a lot of backstory in her life. She's already lived a hard life, and she meets this boy that has also had like similar things happen to him in his life, like losing someone close to them, and in this case she kind of loses her mother that she was close to, so she's kind of dealing with all that as well. So, but she's also trying to figure out if something that's happened in her past is like a real thing. Basically, she thinks she was saved by a merman. So she's trying to figure out if mermen are real. So that's the whole kind of like mystery they're trying to figure out. And the townsfolk act kind of weird at some point. So she's wondering what's going on. So it's very, very good. I really enjoyed it. The art is different. It took a little bit to get used to it, but I feel like it matches the story really well. I feel like if you're a fan of the Yokohama Kaidashi Kiko, it has that same kind of like small town, beachy kind of feel, almost like a post-apocalyptic kind of feeling as well. And which that one is a seinen, which I thought it was a josei, but it's not. It's a seinen. And then Don't Call It Mystery, that's also a josei. That one, like, I feel like that one relates to this because there's mysteries around these stories, but there's also a lot of like relational things surrounding these mysteries. So yeah, it's a one shot, so it's complete as a one shot, and it's really good. Profitaku had some choice words to say about it, which
for this one,
he hated it, but I'm really surprised because it's so good. Like I said, the art takes a little bit to get used to because it's kind of like minimal in a way. There's a lot of like dark blacks and things like that, but it's very different from kind of, you know,
looks cartoony, yeah,
kind of used to. Yeah, they're kind of cartoony, but the story is very deep. It's very like, I feel for this girl so much, but it's not a sad story, but there are sad points in it. But yeah, I highly recommend this. Yeah, it's a Viz Sig too, so I was kind of surprised that this was categorized as a josei because usually Viz Sigs are seinen. So yeah, highly recommend.
Yeah, the art is really, really nice.
It lends very well to the story. Like it matches very perfectly.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Now we're back to shonen. For this next one, I wanted to do, there's a lot of very popular series out there, and I know people want to start it, but they get intimidated because look at something, say, One Piece, which is over 100 volumes and over 1,000 chapters. Now, this one I'm talking about, I'm not going on about the sequels, I just want to talk about the initial series, because I think it's really good because it's only 46 volumes, and they have a box set you can get for it, and it's a very popular series. And that would be the original Dragon Ball. 42 volumes compared to over 100 with One Piece. Great introduction to a very fan favorite series. It's a fast read. I really think it's underrated because everybody goes straight to Dragon Ball Z, but I think the original Dragon Ball has its own charm. It's a great combination of action and comedy, and great introduction to all these characters. And if you want to continue on, you can continue on. But it is pretty much, if you read just this, you'll get a full story. You don't have to worry about feeling like you need to continue on. So that's why I picked Dragon Ball for the best starter series for a popular ongoing.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
That one normally has deals in the box set as well. So
yes,
yeah, definitely a good one to jump into. So,
all right, Bo.
For Satan, for number 3, I had to switch it up, go to something a little different. So we got your murder mystery and very complex writing. I love Urasawa. Man has so many great pieces of work, and I absolutely loved Monster. This story goes up. If you have ever watched The Fugitive, story of the doctor who was framed for murder of his wife, this is something similar. Doctor is framed for a murder and is on the run trying to find the real killer, and it shows it shows a character. It kind of shows not only the hero but also what the villain does, and is also pretty twisted. It also has a lot of great mini stories in there, and I really feel like every character has his own arc, and there's nobody that's just there. Everybody has a decent story and an arc to them. There's some people that I absolutely hated in the beginning and ended up loving in the end. You get a wide range of emotions with this. So yes, I definitely recommend this series. I read it all the way to the end, and people are mixed on the ending, but I still think it was decent.
It's a good one.
Oh yeah.
It's been a long time since I've seen The Fugitive.
It was the one I made.
Right, so
I'm
we're
gonna
back to Laura.
Honestly, I'm going to stand behind Mark's statement about with shoujo too, that it's not just romance. This has some romance, but it's not just romance. So if you're looking for a story where you're like, okay, romance is great, sure, whatever, but you don't want that. You want something focused on friendship, which feels sort of rare when it comes to shoujo because like you have great friendships in the story, but it's usually not the focus. But with this standalone one shot, The Secret of Friendship, this is all about friendship. These two girls have been best friends. They're very different, like light and day kind of different, but they really genuinely have a platonic love for one another. And this girl is, well, sort of actually both of them are worried if the other one gets a boyfriend, what's going to happen to me. But the thing is this girl tells any guy, because she's very popular, very pretty, and she tells any guy that says, hey, like they confess to her, I want to date you. She says, okay, that's fine, great, you can date me, but you have to date my best friend too, and you have to treat her better than how you treat me, because nothing's going to change with me and her. You just have, the boyfriend's sort of going to be like the third wheel. And so you're seeing this story unfold where how this girl feels, and she feels bad because she feels like she's getting in her way of her best friend's happiness, but she doesn't, that's her best friend. She doesn't want to lose her to a guy. And so through actually a wild event that happens, this girl who feels like she'll never find a boyfriend or anything like that, she has a guy that's actually really interested in her. And so it's sort of these two friends navigating this new part of their friendship where one of them's dating, where a guy's genuinely interested in them, and this guy's okay with being the third wheel. It is a very very sweet and heartwarming story that has a lot of good emotions and really shows, as cliche as it sounds, the power of friendship and how beautiful it is, and the ups and downs that come with when your best friend is dating someone and the worries of like, what's going to happen to me. It is so wonderful. I have read it a few times already. I love the characters. This is by the writer is the same writer as High School Debut and My Love Story. The artists, I don't unfortunately know what else they have done, but I would highly recommend this, especially if you're not looking for an overtly comedy kind of story, but again, just that focus on friendship with a little bit of inkling of romance and just great storytelling. It's so good, and it's a one shot. So it just released this past December, I think, by Seven Seas. Very good.
I love My Love Story.
Yeah, if I were given that proposal in high school, I would be like, am I being punked right now? I mean, challenge accepted. Oh, wow.
All right, Bianca, what do you have next for your category?
Woohoo! Now we're on to the girl category. Yay. This one I actually do have. I bought it in Macari, but apparently this is literally available anywhere, like Walmart, Target. Also, they're with Penguin Random House, so you're good to go to literally get this anywhere. It is Yuzu, the Pet Vet. Yes, I have it, and I will read it someday. But I'm going to recommend it anyway because it has animals. What are you talking about? Join 11-year-old Yuzu at her animal hospital and meet her fluffy new friends. In an engaging and cutely drawn comic, watch Yuzu navigate issues like bullying, animal care, and understanding illness and deaths of pests with the power of love and family.
Where is Marg? I need Marg to come back. Because
She stepped away for a moment.
Read this on live stream, and he said it's really hard hitting. He actually hugged his cat and almost cried because of the things that she deals with. So I would just say, don't prepare your heart.
Underestimate.
Because he said there's animals that die, there's bad things that happens to animals.
Listen, I read I think it was a seinen. It had to be a seinen. I read a seinen where there was this puppy that's constantly abused every chapter, meeting new families, and the families always happens to them, like they are dead, suicide. I can't say that on YouTube.
Why would you read that?
And so he's constantly going to other people. And by the way, this is a puppy. It's only like a month old.
Not be able to read that.
Shot in the eye with a BB gun.
At least with this one, from what Prophet Taku said, that just like you were talking about what the blurb says about the bullying stuff, it does genuinely help her not only to like, handle things that are happening, but like I think he said like one of the pets that comes in has Alzheimer's, and so it sort of was teaching her how to cope with that situation because the dog wouldn't remember her, or like the dog wouldn't remember the owner. I mean, or I guess like the dog wouldn't remember where they were at. So it does help with certain situations, but it's also like
that's actually amazing because we're still studying. I say we're as if I'm still in this industry right now. I'm not in the industry at the moment. But like the Alzheimer's study is such an amazing thing. Like, how can you tell when you're apparently like one of the tells that your dog has Alzheimer's is if they're staring at the couch and barking at it, or they're somehow go behind the couch. They don't remember where they are, and so they're barking for help. And I'm like, what the frick? But apparently that's one of the signs. So, make sure you feed your dog some fruits and veggies, get them that good stuff.
Yep.
Yeah. Sorry, I just had to add that to your Yuzu the Pet Vet because I got this a long time ago, and then I gave it to a friend, and I feel bad to this day because I'm like, it looks so bright and colorful. It looks like a happy story. But then he read it, it was
you gotta expect the hardships, man.
Yeah, I didn't expect that. I still would love to read it too as well, because it does look like a really good story. Marg, did you see Yuzu the Pet Vet?
I did.
Yeah.
Did you guys talk about Prof and his experience with it? Yeah.
I did. I was like, we must brace our hearts for this
I'm
manga.
still shocked. This is for kids.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, you see Pokemon abused by their owners all the time. What do you mean? Remember Paul, that purple-haired jackbutt? You know, he's like beating his Pokemon, and I'm like, bro, you're so mean.
I must have never seen that scene because I didn't even know
y'all not read this?
Pokemon.
Other people, I mean, Pokemon die in this. Some of them get chopped up. Yeah.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Go to the.
It really shocked me.
Oh my.
Shadow Realm.
Oh yeah, Shadow Realm means hell. If you didn't know, that was.
Oh my.
We're gonna
what anime manga is best for Wonder Woman? Wait, do you mean demographic or for her to read?
Claymore?
I said Claymore.
Oh, like similar to Wonder Woman. Yeah, that would be Claymore, really.
Yes.
Yeah.
Berserk Light.
But a
Berserk
woman.
Light.
All right,
Women and
so
swords.
Marg, you're back up.
Blood and guts.
Okay, so this one is more of an autobiographical. It's about it's written by Akiko Higashimura, Queen.
Yes.
This is about her life and her journey as an artist and then a manga artist. It's about school life mostly and her relationship with her art teacher. Not like a romantic relationship, just a relationship as far as teacher and student go. And it's really amazing. I absolutely love it. It's complete at 5 volumes. Just realizing I misspelled Terra Reba and Tokyo Terra Reba Girls. But this is good for if you like Blue Period, you'll probably like this. I know a lot of people have been dropping Blue Period. I'm not sure the reason why, but I feel like this would be a really good one to pick up instead of Blue Period. It's just so good. It's so deep. Her artwork is amazing. Basically, she starts off and she wants to be an artist, but then later on she realizes she wants to be a manga artist. Well, everyone in her life is telling her, don't do that. Manga artist is just like oh, I can't remember the wording they use, but kind of like a fake artistry kind of thing.
Oh.
It's like less than like going to art school and becoming, classically trained and all that. So she's battling that internally and wanting to become a mangaka when everyone else is telling her don't do that. And so she's kind of like going through her life trying to figure out if she really wants to do this or what. But it's really good. I really enjoyed it. Like I said, her artwork is amazing. Everyone is very full of expressions and just it's so good. I can't sing this manga's praises any like it just left me speechless. I actually cried at the end of this one, which I don't tend to cry like watching movies or reading things, but this right here is her art teacher. And he's very strict and very demanding of her. And she's kind of like a slacker, too. I forgot to mention. So she's kind of battling her slacker self as well. But yeah, very good. I highly recommend this to anyone that wants to get into manga. I always recommend this. It's so good.
Could you imagine?
Author of Princess Jellyfish, by the way.
Yes. She does Princess Jellyfish, Tokyo Terra Reba Girls.
That webtoon I don't remember the name of, but I got saved.
A Fake Affair.
Yes.
Yes. So good.
Cover was kind of misleading. It's actually better art inside.
Oh, than the cover?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, her art is amazing inside.
I feel like, could you imagine having him as a teacher? And him using that bamboo blade. Oh my gosh.
Oh, I know. He wields a bamboo sword and smacks them.
Yeah.
When they're like,
we also have to remember that this was back in the day. Like this was like what is it, 80s, 90s, something?
I think it was like 80s or early 90s.
Yeah, so like everybody knows how that was like back in the day.
Yeah.
Because we're so old. We know these things.
Just the relationship
the wooden
between
ruler
her and her teacher is just so good. Like, I mean, it's not, like I said, it's not a romantic one whatsoever, but just the camaraderie, not really camaraderie because they're not on the same level, but just
student relationship.
Yes, it's just so good. And he wants the best for her and he's trying to guide her like to be her best self. And it's just so good. Yeah.
I need to finish it. And funny enough, I was just talking about the other day to my kids because I always think of that manga when she was like how she would stay, like what she like worked. I forgot where she worked, but she worked somewhere at like a phone company, talking on the phone or something. Then she would come home, work on her manga till like midnight or 1 or 2 in the morning, and go to sleep for like 3-4 hours, and then get up and go back to work. And she's like, I can't do that now. I have to have my 8 hours of sleep every night. And I was like, girl, that's so relatable. But I was telling my kids about that the other day. I was like, I don't know how I did the things I did when I was younger and stayed up like on like 3 hours of sleep.
I do 4 or 5 hours now. I'm on a regular schedule. I fall asleep like at midnight and wake up back at 4 or 5.
Oh my goodness.
And naturally, not like no alarms.
That's amazing.
I wish I could do that.
Yeah, exactly, kitty cat. Not an ew teacher student relationship. There's no ew, there's no ick.
There's no ew, there's no ick.
Right. So for my next shonen, I'm sticking with popular series again. I put down like a newer shonen series for beginners, but I wanted something still that was kind of relatable for somebody who is more familiar with Western type stories. So again, if you're a comic book fan, My Hero Academia would be like a great series to get into because it does a great job of combining Western superhero storytelling and Japanese manga storytelling. It also has very relatable characters. It's got a great use of their power set and great world building. If you don't know what My Hero Academia is about, think X-Men, but the opposite. Everybody in the world has superpowers, and the main character here, Midori, does not have any powers. And he's always dreamed of being a superhero and going to the superhero academy and helping people. And one day he takes it upon himself to intervene in a situation despite not having any powers. And he impresses his hero, who decides to pass on abilities to him. So the whole series is about this one main character and all the other students he meets, including one kid he's known as childhood who's like his bully, and how they all develop and how they all have to like deal with real villains and this threat that's coming on. I would suggest like My Hero Academia as like a newer shonen series for beginners who are looking for something that seems familiar.
Yeah. So yeah, I agree. Again, switching a little bit back to fighting, but also going a little historical, I guess. I'm not entirely sure how historical accurate Vinland Saga is, but I know it's not 100%.
Features a lot.
But but if you like, if you ever wondered about Vikings, this is a kind of a story. We got a story here about Vikings, how they were back in the day, and we have a revenge story. You have a young man who kind of joins the crew of the man that killed his father, and it starts off on a revenge arc, and then it kind of goes off into a different arc that kind of mellows everything out, and then he comes out the other end completely changed. But the characters in here are freaking awesome, and it brings you one of my favorite I would say I wouldn't call her a waifu. I would just say she's a woman that's written very well. This apparently the main character, when he was on his pillaging days, he sacked her neighborhood, killed her family, and fast forward in the future, he he changes a little, and he's trying to live life differently, and he encounters her, and basically just seeing how the relationship kind of unfolds is really interesting. Just you have somebody who has every reason to kill him, is going to sail with him and kind of see what he's trying to do in this new world. But anyways, if you like a revenge story, it's really complex. Art is really well done, and art the characters are really well told. Again, this is another one of my favorite ones. And I messed up on the thing right here. So it's supposed to say Vinland Saga, but yes.
I just noticed that.
I didn't even notice that.
I just noticed it. Like, wait a minute, hold on. This one currently has, I think, 13 books, and it's still ongoing.
And they have a
I
new
love every
super
one of them.
omnibus, right?
Yeah,
Oh, new super one.
collector's
Yeah, it's like
edition.
it's Berserk style.
it's super deluxe.
Super deluxe.
Yeah, like
I
oh my
have
goodness
all
gracious.
mine, so I'm like,
I know. I'm the same way. I'm like, it's pretty, but no, I already got them all.
hey,
I
Mr.
do-
Nobody.
Hello, Mr. Noble. How are you doing?
Hello.
Yeah.
All right, Laura's back up with the shoujo.
Yes, I'm doing. This has 5 volumes, ongoing in the U.S., but it's completed in Japan, I think, at 10 volumes. And so this one doesn't have any romance. Supposedly, it's labeled as romance, and I have been like watching that pretty closely because I'm like, even for me wanting to overanalyze, like there's just no romance here. So if you don't want something that has romance and you want a mystery, I would recommend you Satoki Rhetoric. I love this series. It's super underrated. It's about our main girl, Kaneko, and she has the ability to hear lies. And when she hears somebody lie, she hears like a really weird sound. I forget what kind of if it's like a clang or what, but she hears them lying. And as a young kid, she, do what young kids do, and they call you out on things that you're lying about something. And so she finally decides her family has been very isolated, and there's a lot of rumors, gossip, and they're just not treated kindly. So Kaneko takes it upon herself to actually leave her parents, leave her village, and go somewhere else. She ends up in this other village where she, lo and behold, meets a private detective, and he was like, it would be dumb if I didn't use your skills to, as a private investigator to help solve these different mysteries. And that is exactly what happens is they go in these different places and solve these cases in this village. Sometimes it requires them to leave town and they go elsewhere, but she finally starts realizing that her ability, her gift has a purpose and that she's helping other people. It's sort of slice of life. It's more slice of life in the beginning, but with the latest volumes, it's more of a ongoing story throughout the volumes. It's very, I would say it's heart moving. I'd say for the mystery, it's Scooby-Doo vibes, except for volume 3, which was above my Scooby-Doo vibeness because dolls, and I was just like, I'm really creeped out and I won't read another volume at night again. But that's beside the point. But yeah, Scooby-Doo level mystery vibes. Each story is each chapter is usually separate from one another in the beginning, but you see a lot of the same characters. So if you want something that's sort of homey and like that cozy vibe of remembering this is a community, this is a village, and Kaneko is finding her purpose, finding her own identity and her own self-worth, then this is such a great one to check out. Again, it's super underrated, but it has so many great elements, and I really love the mystery and really love seeing how Kaneko offers this different view, this different outlook online, and how she's like, looked at it from this negative point of view, and especially when it involves her gift, but how she's like, oh, people do certain things for X reason. And it's very good. It's very, very good. It was volume 5 was my favorite read of last month because I just really love the characters, and I'm always wrong with the mystery, but it's still really nice to just try and solve a mystery. Maybe one day I'll get one right.
All right, Bianca, you ready?
Yes. I was actually looking at that manga before and I'm like, now I know about it. Thank you, Laura. Thank you for your kindness. Also, you guys won't get the. Did you guys know that for Digimon, apparently there was a reboot of the original series in 2020?
Oh.
I would not know.
Apparently, it was rebooted in 2020, but they adapted it to modern audiences. And I'm like, I didn't know there was a reboot to begin with. What the frick?
Bo and I just went.
Where? Red flags. Just
modern
I'm
audience.
like more technology based, since now we have more types of different technology that they can be able to do. All right. So my next one, it is called Fluffy Fluffy Cinnamon Roll.
So cute.
The hell did you get that from? I thought you were gonna pull up Digimon again.
No. So, good news. It is available. Bad news. This is like an old series, so they have, especially Amazon, it has all 5 volumes of over 160 pages each. The problem with that is the price. Depending on where you go, it can be slightly under 100, like $98, or up to 140 for 160 pages because of how old this is. Apparently, there are websites where you can borrow it for free, and I was like, okay, that's interesting. And the thing is, like, they sell it on Crunchyroll, but it's out of stock on Crunchyroll, and their price for it was $7.99 for the first volume. And I'm like, how are you guys out of stock? But Amazon literally has all 5 for like 140 each. Make that make sense to me.
What's this about?
Oh, I'm glad you asked. Probably. Honestly, it's just about this little shoot, what is he? A Labrador? It's a Labrador puppy. I thought it was a bunny this entire time.
I thought it was a bunny.
Oh, it's not a bunny.
Puppy? Oh.
It's a puppy. Like everybody was telling me, well, the ears are long, but they're supposed to be like a golden retriever's ears where they're like down, right? And I'm like, yeah, but they're long, and that's why I thought it was a weird lop-eared bunny, because they have ears like that.
So, like Chloe said, this makes me think of Hello Kitty. Is this like totally
It is by the same people.
Oh,
okay. Okay, I was like, because what is the name of the one character from the Hello Kitty universe? I gotta go look this up too now.
Isn't it the same name? Cinnamon Roll?
I thought that's who it was, but I feel like I'm having a crisis here. That's not a bunny. It's been a bunny my whole life.
So, Cinnamon Roll is no ordinary pup. He loves freshly baked cinnamon rolls and uses his long ears to
Those
fly
are cinnamon rolls?
the sky. His friends Chiffon, Mocha, Espresso, Cappuccino, and Little Milk. He's always on the lookout for a new adventure. So honestly, hey, saving his friends from stuff, but will they be in time for tea?
I feel stupid. I was over here reading the title and I didn't realize that said cinnamon roll.
I was actually going to put Hello Kitty, but for some reason, I don't believe any Japanese manga of Hello Kitty has been translated into English. And when I could find an English one, it's an English comic. So, and it's advertised as a comic and also a manga, but it's read in comic format. And the names were not in Japanese. They were like English names. And I'm like, okay, I'm so confused. And that's when I found out there is a Japanese version, but those Japanese versions aren't translated. This is translated, but the price is just poor.
Yeah, I looked on bookfinder.com and it said the cheapest copy was like $59 on eBay.
Good night, Kitty.
Bye, Kitty Cat.
Hi, Kitty.
I feel this. Look, this is the bunny. Those are the bunnies.
Oh, that's my melody.
Those ones.
But I thought this was a bunny too. I thought they were
so too.
Yeah, I thought they were too.
I got so much flack for thinking it was a bunny. They're like, how can you think it was a bunny? And I'm like, I am not really in the animal industry, but I know what a freaking golden retriever looks like, okay? That is not a freaking golden retriever.
Not it, yeah.
There are dogs with long ears like a basset hound, but that's not a basset hound, obviously.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess if anybody needs some merch of him or her, 5 and Below has a whole bunch of Hello Kitty stuff apparently.
I love 5 and Below.
So
That's a golden retriever.
yes,
Yeah.
thank you.
That does not look anything like a golden retriever. I mean, I'm no artist, but
Yeah.
I was about to say.
I'm sorry, I thought it was a bunny.
I did too.
That's
Apparently
what I
there's a bunny
thought.
with the same style, but the bunny's ears are up, and I'm like, literally put those bunny's ears down, and it would look the same. I'm sorry.
thought it was a
actually,
Fluffy
I
bunny.
think this is a bunny. The one next to it, I think that's a bunny.
And I wonder
Like,
if they
you're
made.
gaslighting me. I know it. It's a bunny.
I think too, with it being white, it also makes you think of a bunny too. Because if it was brown, like I feel like my brain would be like, okay, this is dog.
Apparently, in some art styles, he's yellow with blue eyes.
I don't know what to think about this.
So weird.
We are conflicted.
Yes.
Too much for Bo. He's out.
Oh my goodness.
All right. Back to Jose.
All right. Speaking of cults,
What?
since the chat is talking about cults, which I feel like is my fault.
It is.
Always.
Yeah. Because last Friday on one of our reading sprints, somebody came in and said, "I'm scared. Is this a cult?" When we were all reading, and we are now a cult. But anyways, speaking of cults, I had no idea this was a josei.
Same.
I thought it was a shoujo because a lot of Junji Ito's works are considered shoujo. This one is a josei. I'm not sure exactly why, but I've checked several trusted websites for the demographic, and it says it's a josei, so we're going with it. It's a horror, obviously, if you know Junji Ito. It's horror manga. It's supernatural as well. This is complete in a one-shot. The bottom is the paperback, which I think is far superior, but Chloe would disagree in the comments.
Really?
She likes the hardcover, which is the top one, which has recently been re-released. This one was back in like 2018 is when I picked this one up. This is one of the first horror manga that I read. So yeah, so this one's like kind of old. But yeah, this is about a guy that has a little creepy sister, as you can see on the front cover, that he's trying to keep under wraps in this small town. And when he can't keep her under wraps, they move cities and start again. So yeah, she does a whole bunch of like trickery and random stuff to people, and it's really quite gross. As you can see on that cover, it's called The Dissolving Classroom, and it's not to be confused with The Drifting Classroom, which is a different horror manga by a different mangaka altogether. But this collection of short stories involves this guy and his sister, and it also features other dissolving things like this dissolving classroom, a dissolving beauty, short story, and what was the other ones? A dissolving an apartment, and like some other short stories. So if you are looking to get into like horror manga or Junji Ito, I feel like this is a perfect kind of like less commitment, because these both the hardcover and the paperback aren't that expensive. So I feel like, you know, you can kind of try out to see if you like Junji Ito's stuff without spending a whole bunch of money. But yeah,
we like saving money.
Horror,
Yeah, we do.
do what?
Saving money.
Saving money.
Good one.
Oh, that's
Mr.
right.
Nobody. Have a good one. Marg, I'm really proud of you for putting that hardcover on there because I know you really dislike that.
Oh, I hate it.
You
I
did.
hate
So,
it
I
so much.
It's really
Compared to his other hardcovers, it's
Yeah.
just so lacking. I mean, I love the minimalistic kind of art on it, but I mean, this cover is far superior. I mean, it's got the matte, it's got the gloss, it's got the just all the cool colors that you think when you think of like Junji Ito, it's even got a cool back cover. Like, what the heck happened to the hardcover? Like,
does anybody in the comments have a rebuttal?
Yes, Chloe. Chloe says hardcover is my personal favorite.
I will say, not even looking at it from that point of view of like matte and stuff, the hardcover says none of what you said. Like when I look at the hardcover, I don't see that story, but when you show the paperback, I see the story on the cover.
Yeah, you see the brother with his crazy sister that she just dissolved this whole classroom full of people by some magical powers. I just feel like it didn't do any favors, in my personal opinion.
I don't feel like it
and
did.
It's the wrong size too. Like you see, like all the other like Junji Ito things over here, they're all like the same cut size and everything. No, this one sticks out like this much above everybody else, and I'm like, why? Why did you do that?
Well, Marg, can yours do this? I don't think it can. No.
I mean.
If you put on a flat surface,
but that's personal preference. It's still the same material inside. I don't think they gave it any like cool color pages or anything extra in it too as well. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I flipped through it just to make sure, because if it did, I'd probably keep it. But I ended up selling it off because I was just so not about that cover.
That
Anyways,
one
in rant.
All right. Now, for my next shonen, again, a popular series, I wanted to go with something that's zany and kind of really different from what's out there. So if you're looking for something that's kind of off the wall, I would say Dan to Dan.
Yes.
It's got a great combo of sci-fi and supernatural, hilarious antics, character development, and memorable villains. This focuses on a girl who believes in the supernatural, a boy who believes in aliens. But she doesn't believe in aliens, and he doesn't believe in the supernatural. And what happens? They find out both exist. And one thing leads to another. The girl's kidnapped by aliens, the boy's possessed by a ghost who takes something very personal from him. And both the girl and him have to seek out and get it back and help him get unpossessed, and she has to battle aliens. It's awesome. I love it a lot, and I don't want to say too much about it because I feel like I'll spoil it. But Dan to Dan,
fun series.
Yeah, that would be the best zany shonen for beginners.
Yeah, it's my favorite ongoing shonen series.
Yes. Yeah. It really is. And I'm telling you, I just love it so much. I have to pick up the last 2 volumes because things right now I couldn't.
You're 2 volumes behind?
They're even better.
Yes. The situation. It just keeps getting better, I think. I just really love this series. Oh, dead guy. All right, so we're on to the last round. All right, Bo, what do you have up for your last?
So a lot of y'all pretty much, I think everybody can see a trend. They can see where this is going. They can see what is number 1, what is next. Special mentions.
Oh, whew. Okay.
So we got Gantz, Vagabond, and Innocent. Innocent, the reason why I didn't make it number 1, for one big reason is I've been talking about it every single stream. I keep trying to get everybody to read it, but love it. Executioner's son doesn't want to be an executioner, but they're forcing him, and this guy gets just beaten down every single chapter, and it's very interesting to read. I have loved the progress. Vagabond, I love this Wandering Samurai story. It's got a lot of. Is it based off a real guy?
Yes.
Oh shoot!
Yes. Which guy?
The name of Masamoto. What he was
Musashi Miyamoto?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh snap! That's cool.
I didn't realize I'm gonna have to look that up now. Well, for one, the art is top tier, like 10 out of 10.
Hold up, how can you be into anime but not know Musashi Miyamoto?
Can we mute her? No. How dare you?
How dare ye?
Before there was Zoro, there was
canceled. No, I'm just kidding.
Cancel.
Well, this one is very easy to read. well, no, Vagabond's very easy to read. Not a lot of wordy words. A lot of action, very well drawn. And when I switch over to Gantz, the same thing right there. If you want more of a sci-fi thriller, blood, guts, and very interesting story, very easy to read. And these things come in omnibuses that are huge. Let's say if you want to take something in comparison, if you have Dandaran, yeah, that's the difference.
They're surprisingly easy to read, though.
Very easy to read. Now, let's see if I can. That's okay.
I mean, they lay open pretty good.
Yeah.
I am shocked to hear you guys say that.
Yeah, blood, guts, gore, nudity, and other great stuff. So, go ahead.
Obviously, I always thought they would be hard to hold, so I'm just surprised to hear you guys say that.
I thought they would bend and they would crease in the middle, but it goes by so quick that within an hour I was done with this whole thing, and I was like, "Wow, I don't read that fast." I mean, you see me watch, you see me read with Carrie. I don't read that fast.
It's a lot of action, but it's really good. Except for, well, I have things to say about it, but you know,
can we mute her?
I love that.
We didn't think too kindly about women. Let me just say.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh no, I think he has a great admiration for women.
Well, their bodies, anyways.
So my number one of all this, that was just a special mentions.
Oh wow. Okay.
Number one. Of course. Marg's favorite.
You're so canceled.
Berserk. She loves this. She posts about. I know she says she doesn't like it, but she lies. When the stream closes, she always raves about it. But she says she can't. Her friends hate it, and she can't actually come out and say she likes it. So we understand, Marg. We know those thumbs are actually thumbs up.
Why did you never tell me, Marg?
No.
She's been lying this whole time.
But yes, anytime you hear about manga, I mean, what's everybody say? It's like, which one's the best one? Berserk is normally brought up. Maybe not in Marg's book, but with everybody else. Yeah, we all.
No, for me, it's all out. I'm like, hey, you want a seinen? All out sports, rugby, that good stuff.
This one, Wander. If you're pitching this to somebody, this is again.
I'm not.
What better way to sell this is this is probably one of the best mangas out there. Most people would agree. Wandering swordsman's story, bent on revenge, and is constantly being chased by these demonic creatures. And this thing is filled to the brim with nightmare fuel. I know we talk about Junji Ito being all about the horror manga and all that, but there are things in here that Miyamoto, sorry, I forgot the manga's name or how to pronounce it, but the way he does horror manga, like the way he draws these things, they stay with you and they really freak you out.
Tentacles right
Junji
there.
Ito.
That's already a red flag. Tentacles are right there. That's already a red flag.
Oh yes. Everything happens to everyone in here, and this character, this guy goes through so much. I know a lot of our characters that we've talked about go through certain things. This guy goes through every bad thing you can think of, and has witnessed every bad thing you can probably think of. And he still goes on, and he's a very tortured soul, but he's still trying to protect the people around him by pushing them away. I absolutely love this story. But again, it can be a bit much at times because it could be brutal.
Yes.
And plus, if you're
Twitter on a regular basis.
On a regular basis, yes. And the Volume 1 Berserk edition, deluxe editions are $28 on Amazon. I checked this morning, and they're still that price. These things are normally $59.99.
Which is good.
Wow.
$49.99. Sorry.
That's a good deal then.
Yeah, it's a good intro manga. And you'll love it from the page one. Marg didn't, but everyone else loved it.
Sheesh.
Good one. All right. What do you have for your final?
Some fluffy JoJo after that.
So yeah, I don't have any of that for sure. But this released yesterday, and I have been racking my brain all evening thinking how like I know I'm choosing it because I loved it because I read it. It just released yesterday, but I was like, I love villainous manga. Like that is my jam, but this is not your traditional villainous manga. So I think if you're like, oh, I've heard the term villainous manga, what is this? I sort of want to check it out because it's gaining more and more momentum. I feel like it's the equivalent of isekai and like shonen and seinen, but in shoujo and josei, whenever you get the villainous. And that is if the villainous and villain met and fell in love. I would recommend this, and I think this is a really great starter manga because there is something so amazing seeing whether a younger woman or an older woman fight and get back their life. The main girl here has been trained more or less. She's engaged to the prince. He has told her, I want you to change how you look, how you act, what you do, and all of these things. And she completely did like a 180 of her personality and who she was. The prince being the jerk he is, he's absolute garbage, trash, a whole bunch of other names, okay?
Ooh.
We won't go there. I gotta reel that in. But he dumps her. He makes her do all these things. And then he dumps her, and so she goes back to school the next day, and she meets this guy who is considered the villain because he's very blunt, he's very straightforward, he doesn't give a crap about this prince. He's like, whatever, you got a problem with me? That's your problem, not mine. Really great guy. But everybody says he's the villain because he acts like this. But she finds those qualities in him very inspiring to her because she's like, wow, he spoke up for himself to the prince when I couldn't do that for myself. And they sort of meet because she's like, I'm the villainess now because I'm the ex-fiance of the prince, and she had acted really dumb up to this point and everything. Well, they challenge each other to a competition and to see who can get the best marks on the upcoming score. Well, people are just out to get this girl, but she's like, I am going to fight for myself once again, in the sense of like she's going to pursue her dreams, going to pursue her passion, when she threw all of that out the window. And I should say there is a fantasy element to this story because her family also jerks, needs to just, they're just bad people, okay? They're not good, and really angered me because anyway, in this series, I guess you can have contracts with spirits, and her family up to this point has had like contracts with like the highest rated fairies in this world, or spirits, I mean. Well, she gets one that doesn't have a name, and she hasn't even been able to contact this spirit at all, and so their parents threw her out, and it looks like they tried to set the girl on fire. I don't know, it was like a flashback we couldn't see, and I was like, oh my gosh. So everybody but our leads is pretty much trash. So I feel like if you need that sounds so bad to say all of that, but if you need a story of seeing a girl get her life back and be able to pursue her passions once again and live her life for herself while having, I guess, this young man come alongside her and encourage her to pursue her dreams and be the best that she wants to be, while also, I hope the best and sweetest revenge where that prince just gets served, him and that his new fiance get them served, then I would recommend this one for you. It very much surprised me. Really enjoy the art. It just seems like a fun story. Oh gosh, this character, I hate her, guys.
Those pigtails, of course.
Yeah, I'm like, throw that girl off the page. But yeah, the art's nice, really like the characters, and I'm ultimately here to see this girl be able to be herself once again and just hopefully be happy. And her servant is where it's at, because she's like, oh, would you like me to burn these dresses the prince wanted you to wear because he said you would look great and, you know, all these things? And she's like, yeah, can you do it? She's like, oh, I've wanted to do this my whole life pretty much, kind of thing. Yes, well said, Dead Guy Production, well said. So
I feel like that's the villainous manga for me.
Yeah,
I need to pick this up now.
Yeah, it's only villainous in name. Like I don't feel like it has the common villainous tropes at all. It's just she's been labeled the villainous because she's the ex-fiance, and she's acted stupid because the prince was like, I don't want to date a girl who's smarter than me. Boy, get out of here. Nobody got time for you, man. So
I mean,
it's really good. And the cliffhanger, I was like, this should be illegal. Like, why are we stopping here? So it very much surprised me. So yeah, if you want a villainous that's not your typical villainous, and she's definitely not stupid. She's well, I mean, she acted stupid, but she is a very smart young woman. And I really love, I'll just say this, that I really love how both of them have been told that they have negative traits, that they are, you know, the thing, like him being really blunt, people say that's bad, but both of them find that really good qualities in the other person and actually are starting to grow attracted to them because of those qualities. And I was like, yeah, because I'm like, being blunt's not necessarily a bad thing, and standing up for yourself is definitely never a bad thing. But everybody else says it's bad, but they think that it's very inspiring of the other person. And I was like, I'm all up on this hype train. I'm here for it. I'm here to see that prince get taken down.
Be like, I hear you can't control your mouth. How are your sandwiches?
And Chloe, I hope you love it. I would love to hear your thoughts on it, and we can rant about Prince Joseph. Take him down a whole bunch of notches.
All right, what's your last one?
Unfortunately, remember, listen, I like I said before, like, I didn't do research on anything, man. I just chose titles, not knowing if they were available.
Shame.
I know, right? I'm like, oh my gosh, I remember this one. This is all ages. I remember the anime that existed, and then I'm like, so I'll just choose the manga. And then I'm like, wait, does the manga not have an English version? What the frick? Doraemon.
Oh,
I've seen this.
yeah, I know Doraemon.
It doesn't have an English manga?
Apparently not. I can only find a Japanese edition to it, and they only have 2 volumes. But I know the anime went on for very long. I found that very interesting. And Doraemon's for all kids, you know, boys and girls, because it teaches a life lesson, but also being very comedic. So I'm like, okay, the anime exists, you guys. I mean, unless you want to check out some of those sites, you know.
I need you to put a mask on.
I apologize. I didn't even know only the Japanese one existed. I was like, obviously the English, because it's super popular. Well, it says it was published in English in 2014 by Shogakukan Asia, and then digitally in 2013. So I'm like, okay, so why am I finding it difficult to even see any?
Yeah.
Like, I see people asking.
Is it still ongoing?
Yeah, I could have sworn it was.
I thought it was too.
Really? Yeah.
I feel like it's maybe it's not a good example, but I feel like it's the Japanese equivalent of what our Elmo would be in the United States. Like,
yes,
okay.
You know.
So I found a discussion thread in 2021. Apparently, people have been reading the English version in Kindle. So I'm like, I don't know why I'm on Amazon and they're only giving me Japanese or French versions.
Digital?
Yeah.
Don't get me started on digital. We just got over this.
Started on Digimon instead.
Yeah, if we're to call back to last week, I was letting everybody know about Crunchyroll, and everyone was posting about shame on that. It's like, y'all can't do math. It was $4 per year increase at most if we were to look at that. And so the other thing they were upset about was the digital copies would be gone. It's like, you have the physicals, unless you sold the physical, kept your digital copy. If you did that, you still made your money back. So,
So the 2 volumes were a lie. That website wanted to trick me, and I thought that was weird because this is a thing that started in 1964. So I think 2 volumes out of 45 volumes were translated in English, but they're just really hard to find right now.
Really? Oh. That sounds like a challenge.
It does sound like a challenge.
I knew I should have added Where's Michael.
No. If you want it, Laura, I'll let you find it first because I already got one of yours.
Okay. I was like, oh, he's gonna look it up. I'll let him do it then.
Yes, I found this for a decent price and jumped right on it.
Don't rub it in. Don't rub it in.
This Red River.
It really is.
I thought you were gonna recommend Yona of the Dawn, and I was waiting for it.
No.
Oh shoot.
I told myself to do newer things because I feel like when, when you're first getting into manga or like anything, it gets like so intimidating when they're like, here's a, really long series and some of the volumes are hard to find. So, I mean, it's funny because Carrie, with you sharing all these shonen ones, I was like, I feel like it's really hard to find small shonen series like that would be, say, under like even just 10 volumes.
I started seeing Yona more. I saw 1 through 5 at Barnes and Noble this weekend. Yeah.
Episodes?
No. Volumes 1 through 5 of Yona the Dawn. They're actually at Barnes and Noble. I saw that at least at 9.
They're mine. Probably not.
$11.99 as well.
Some of the volumes were like hard to find in the middle, but I don't know if they were out of print.
That's my problem right now.
Yeah, which is weird. I know Kimi ni Todoke has gone back out of stock, like some of the volumes have again. I'm assuming that was because of the anime announcement, though.
Probably.
So.
Alright. The final Jose.
Final Jose. A lot of people think this is shoujo. It is not. This is more on the romance side of things. Like the ones that I mentioned before, there's like barely any romance, except for Gat Papa that has, obviously, because they're a married couple. But this one is more of a fantasy adventure. If you like Dawn of the Arcana, it's got some of those kind of feels in it, as well as Snow White with red hair, kind of along that like fantastical, like kind of mythical, not mythical, but like a kingdom fantasy type thing, situation. But yeah, this one's about a girl, a poor girl. She starts off, was she orphaned? Yeah, she's orphaned. And I'm not going to say how, but she becomes a body double for like the princess that had died. So she's filling in the spot for the princess because she looks just like her, because her eyes are this like blue color that not everyone has. So she's able to take this princess's place, and she's going to be married off to a different kingdom. And there's kind of like some feelings with the guy in the picture with her. I forget what his name is. Azul.
Yeah.
Azure. I don't know how to say it. So there's kind of like some feelings there, but she's going to be married off to somebody else. We're at volume 2. Volume 3 releases really soon. So we left off on a cliffhanger on volume 2, and we're about to meet the person she's going to marry. So yeah, so I'm excited to read more about this. This is more on the romance side of things, I feel like, and they've got. I'm hearing that there's going to be some love triangles in this one too. So
this is one, if you like a love triangle where you really genuinely don't know who's going to be in game, this series is it. Like it's currently, I think volume 11 or 12, like the digital version just came out, and people still don't know who Nina's going to choose. And I'm like, I like the story, but I really hate the angst of not knowing who Nina's going to choose, because the guy that she meets, worst first impression ever. And I was like, I don't know if I could invest physically in this series, but I would read it on K-Manga. But I need to know the in-game first, because I love the score. He's everything.
I really like him. But I'm wondering to see who this next guy is going to be. So, yeah.
I thought you meet him at volume 2. I didn't realize it's
no.
Girl, you have to tell me what you think when you meet him.
Okay.
Because I feel like
heard things. And I'm just like, ooh, oh boy.
I hate the first impression, and people have told me, like, he gets better, and I know he gets better. I mean, he's still bad. He's the complete opposite of Zor. But I've seen later spoilers, and I'm like, he looks so cool, but I'm like, the first impression's just stuck on me. So read it for me, and I will find out the end game and go from there. Sorry, I have like a love-hate relationship with that series, just because of the love triangle, just because I don't know who she's gonna choose. I'm like, tell me.
I love that. I think that's a fun, because it keeps you guessing. Because I don't.
Thank
To
you.
me, I don't want to know who's in game. Like,
Really?
I like it when it's like up in the air.
That's
Like,
so
I'll have my
stressful for
favorite
me.
person, but I'm like, if it keeps me guessing, I really like that. I don't know why.
I get too invested emotionally. That's my problem.
She does. She
I
does.
could keep my emotions out. I would love it much more. I would love it much more. And it does have an anime adaptation that's coming next year, I think, too.
Ooh, I didn't know
Nice.
that.
Mm-hmm. They've dropped the, like, was it the PV where you can hear the voice actors? They dropped that. And the, like, cover for the anime. So.
Ooh.
I'm
Oh,
so
nice.
sorry.
Thanks, man.
Sorry to ramble on that. I do apologize.
That's okay.
Oh, no, you're good.
All right.
Laura always
Gotta wrap
has
it up,
a
so.
lot of passion with her manga, so yeah.
I mean, if I wasn't so passionate sometimes, I feel like, like series like this, it would go in my favor, but here we are, stuck in my feelings. So I will just read it through you, Mark, and I'll look at the latest spoilers because Twitter's like, what are spoilers? We don't mark them. Gee, thank you. Thank you very much. So
Oh, yeah, stay off of that place.
I'm just there for Haikyuu at this point now. I'm just there for Haikyuu.
My final shonen is a combination of different types of things I think people would really like, especially with espionage, comedy, and some wholesomeness. And what would that be? Family.
Let's go.
Yay.
You've got such versatile characters. It's got this really cool retro setting, amazing visuals, and you're focusing on a self-made family based on the main character, Forger, who's got to infiltrate a school. He's a spy, and his job is to put together a fake family so he can get a kid into the school. What he doesn't realize is the kid he picks up from the orphanage is a telepath. And she's the only one who knows what's really going on with everybody. He meets a woman. He convinces to marry him. What he doesn't know is she's an assassin. And then they get a dog that can see the future. All living together, and just the girl and even the dog.
There's opposing sides, right?
Yeah. It's kind of like
is on one side and Floor is on the other
East
side.
and West Berlin. Yeah, East and West Berlin.
Yeah. Oh, it's Berlin. Shoot, I've been trying to figure it out.
It's kind of like a fictional version of Berlin. If you look at it, it's not Berlin in the book, but it's pretty much Berlin. And Twilight, who's the main spy, he usually has it all together. But when he starts having it puts this family together, he's completely off his game. He has no idea how to be a dad, but he's trying his best with Anya, and Anya is just driving him nuts. He knows he's attracted to Yor, but he's trying to keep it professional because he doesn't want to let feelings get in the way because he's got to be a spy. And, a spy can't have real family or feelings for people. Yor comes off very sweet. She's not the best cook in the world. She's kind of clumsy, but then when it becomes assassin, she's a badass. John Wick, watch out.
Yeah.
So I really do like Spy Family a lot, so that is my final choice for shonen for beginners. And right now, it's not, you don't have too many volumes. You have enough you can catch up on right now. It's also on the Shonen Jump app, so a lot of these shonens are on the app if you don't want to buy physicals. I know Bo's going to give me a dirty look right now, but just if you want to get your feet wet to see if you like it before you buy the physicals.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. Shonen Jump app is $2.99 a month. It's not bad, and you get like a ton of manga.
Yeah.
It's when you
and there's also
buy those digital manga, that's where I have a problem.
Yeah. So yes, thank you. Yes, listening is great. So those were our top 5 for our different categories of what we felt was good for beginners. We're going to wrap it up now because I got to jump in bed and wake up soon. So first, let's check out what do you guys have going on for the week with your videos and your channels. And guys, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to everybody on the panel as well. Bo?
I know that I have sworn off manga halls, but I'm going to do a manga gathering. Stream. I'm going to stream my next manga gathering. But again, with me, I'm going to tell you why I bought it, what's it about, and such. I guess that's my pet peeve with those things. But I think I'll be doing more just streams. I'll kind of cut back on a lot of my editing software and the StreamYard membership. I cut it all just to start saving more money.
Off
And
the grid.
yeah, off the grid.
Off the grid.
But I think that'll force me to actually do more content, and yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing.
All right, Laura, what about you?
I was really excited that I felt a lot better today. I filmed a tag that I was tagged in. I think it's called 20 manga question tag. So I'm hoping to get that edited and up on Friday.
Nice. Bianca, you got anything interesting coming up? Any interviews? What's going on?
I have an interview in March. Next Tuesday, I'm going to be interviewing. I'm going to be a co-host on Dead Guy's channel. I'm going to be interviewing Liana Kersner, who also has a channel, Liana Kersner, where she mostly talks about mental health. And I believe tomorrow, unless something happens, I'm also going to be co-hosting Dead Guy with an actual interview for a person's indie comic. For me, I have a review, but there's no the deadline was supposed to be last month, but the comic never came out on Kickstarter. So I gave the publisher, my review, and he just has to look at it, approve it, and so I can put out the freaking review on my channel.
Nice.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Nice. Don't be a stranger, Bianca. You're always welcomed on here.
Yeah.
And yes, now that I have an extra day off, if I ever get any on Tuesdays off, I can be able to pop in.
Sweet.
Nice. Awesome. Marg, what about you? Got anything coming up?
Well, let's see. Friday, the Manga Sprint Squad will be back doing some reading sprints. We are not a cult, okay? It's not a cult thing, okay?
How much is the cult?
Don't be scared. But our prompt for this Friday is read a manga that has 5 words in the title, which is proving harder to find.
I caught mine today finally, and I did. I had to count the words on the title. Make sure I had it right.
Yeah, I read mine, and then I'm like, oh man, that was the thing I was gonna read. Now I gotta find another one. So I found one. So I'm like, actually, it's one that you gave me, Laura. So
really,
yeah. But yeah, that's always a lot of fun. We just kind of chat and read together. Yeah, Chloe, we're not a cult. Chloe knows.
Manga Spirit Squad. We need some pom-poms.
So, a lot of fun. I need to film my manga collection video. I've been promising for a while now, but it's just so daunting. And yeah. So we'll see. We'll see when that comes out.
Yeah, somebody just asked me about one. I was like, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
No, come back.
Come back.
We got the fees.
I think I finally solved my video uploading problem. I don't know if it was my computer or what, but everything kept taking forever to upload. So I will finally drop Saturday my comic book video. I'm going to be talking about is the ultimate universe and all these alternative universes and comic books really where all the effort needs to be going right now. Bianca's look, I like the Ultimates. Don't be wrong, but I have concerns.
Well, I didn't do anything. I'm just picking up my jacket.
That just sounds sus. Yeah, I'm scared.
No, really. But in the meantime, thank you guys. This has been great.
Yes.
I know last week everybody got hit with every virus that was out there. But hopefully next week we'll all stay healthy and be able to continue.
Yes.
That doesn't mean anything.
Like, share, subscribe. Subscribe to all these wonderful people. And we will see you next week. Bye.
Yes.
Bye.